I wanted to show what real cooperation looks like within communities, but I was so afraid it wouldn't work. How can we come together when we have different opinions? I wasn't sure that I could carry it through.
As you know, you guys have worked for a long time to have this happen, and I wouldn't be here without Amanda, and a lot of you get emotional.
I had a lot of ups and downs in this project. There were a lot of hurdles, and one of them was in the beginning, right before I was gonna do the first community design workshop, I got notified from the city that they wanted to pull the funding from the project. I was afraid at the thought of having to carry this on my own. I knew that if I didn't try something, that I would risk losing the entire project. And I made the decision to hold the workshops anyway.
This idea started with talking to some residents and neighbors about that specific corner of 47th and Center. There's been a lot of issues there, and I thought that some kind of public art could really breathe some life and bring community and some spirit to Center Street.
Being a community artist means that I need the community in order to do the work.
And then halfway through the first one, I got a call from the city saying that they would back me up on the project. If I wasn't able to find the courage in that moment to decide I was gonna do it, regardless of whether I had the funding or not, then the whole project would have fell through. I feel like a big reason they came back is because I took that risk. Why do you feel like doing this mural or being a part of this project is important?
I am a big firm believer on visuals. I really push murals and words like peace or unity to be like in the hood. Like I really think those words need to be visual, so people can mentally put that in their brain, and the kids will remember and they'll grow up with that mentally imprinted in their brain. And I think it reprograms certain things.
And I would love to see something positive, beautiful over there on Center Street. So you better do right.
And you know what? Hold me to that.
I am.
Because that's my measure right there. How you feel about it is my measure. And if you don't feel good about what happens, then it isn't complete for me. And so I'm working for you. I am in service to the community on this project.
All right.
Saw that on the bottom, there's these little vignettes. The vignettes are the little stories or the focuses. And these on the bottom are what we care about. And then they evolve somehow through imagery into the center, so that then the evolution would be the healing process or the transformation. And I'm gonna ask for you to tell me what are some of the things you care about and what does that look like? So we can start plugging in images. Focusing on literacy?
Yes, and then also, how do you draw the internet?
Now, would this go needs to be improved section, or this is like something that is going really great right now?
I think it needs to be improved.
Because I feel like we are post popping the bubble of segregation and the racial divide and police brutality and stuff like that. That was the uprising. So this is where we are now. So I just drew a little few.
Having actual equal justice and balance being a goal to reach. And that balance not only being system orientated, but a balance amongst each other.
This person represents the adult society or the powers that be, trying to reach out to the youth, seeing them as they are, and trying to walk them past their trauma. So they can...
And this was the beginning of an arm of someone saying, come on, join us. Reaching out and saying, come with us.
I just want to see sunlight. And no matter, in this part right here, no matter where you come out of, the muck and mire, Just go toward the sun, go toward the light, go toward the light. That's what that was about. Passing along the street. And if they see just beautiful color, oh, just something to raise the spirit, you know, just color.
And so we just want happy faces on Center Street. We want to include the business. These are the car accidents on Center Street. And these are the people walking across Center Street. And Doris, we put some color in here for you.
Oh, yes, yes.
So this is Center Street.
Yes, yes, lots of color.
I like it.
Lots
I
of
love
color.
it.
And I want to see the neighborhood come alive, be beautiful.
Rebirth us.
Huh?
Rebirth us. That's what we want.
Murals are a way for me to tell a large story across a scene that everybody can relate to. Stories are important because they teach us something. We find ourselves in story, or we can relate to the story. The challenge here for me was that I wasn't sure how I was going to blend everyone's ideas into this story, or into in a way that we all could appreciate. I was surprised by what I could see as a potential for a way forward in such an emotional situation. So when it came time for the community input workshop, I decided that would be my focus, using our strengths to move forward.
Are you ready to see the big reveal? Okay. Okay, ready? Drum roll.
Cool. Really cool.
And there's a person there who's got her leg wrapped in a vine. So the vines here symbolize all of what we want to change. The vines represent everything that we're trying to untangle from and uproot and dig ourselves out of, and you know, everything that we feel like is holding us back. You know, she's holding a teddy bear in her lap, you know, that's coming from the memorial tree, and she's reaching.
And tracing it, we used an overhead projector, and it took all night. And after the design was traced onto the wall, it was ready for the community to come out and help paint.
It just makes me feel so good. I'm about to cry. I am. I mean, this is just beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. And just to have the community to come and take part in that, it's gonna make them feel good. They're gonna have a different feeling. And then the next phase would be here. Would be here. Your message is on the wall.
Never seen nothing like this. And I've been in Milwaukee for 25 years. Yeah. They trying to take pride in at least something. It's going to be something pretty once it's done. Yeah. And the fact that they allowing the community to get involved with it is so much good. Never seen nothing like this. And then we had just started seeing people walking by. We'll just flag them down like, come, you know, support, help the community. For Brown. I want Brown. Good choice.
All right, I got it right. I thought it would be a great opportunity for our kids to be involved in our neighborhood and making it beautiful, and just joining as a community to support our beautiful neighborhood. So it'll be fun to look back on and remember that we had part in it.
It's so cold though.
It is.
It explains everything about what's going on in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I know.
It says
Some guy holding up on his family, holding the family up. Auntie, mother, brother, church, preaching. See everything. But the main thing that caught my eye is the man holding up the household.
It's been a pretty dope experience. It's my first time ever being a part of a mural. And part of what I suggested was having the youth yell out and you know, just portraying how the youth have been calling out and have been unheard, but then kind of incorporating somebody finally listening to them. And that's where you get them reaching out to the adults.
Need to be.
That's what I said, building together. The community coming together. Wow, that's a beautiful thing right there. That's a beautiful thing. I ain't seen nothing this colorful in a long time in the hood. The centerpiece, it really jumps out. I think this would help the community. Just something small like this. It's an inspiration.
Got some water in it? We could go Saturday.
We the prime masters.
He works in the neighborhood, and
Yes.
he saw me out here working and volunteered to help me prime on a Saturday morning. So I started showing people how to blend using 2 colors. And what surprised me was on the rocks over there, we had some young boys experiment with the purple and blue, and their mother came out and was helping. So people were actually able to grasp onto using the highlight color and then the shadow color. And I'm finding that people are appreciating actually learning how to do a little basic technique.
Oh, let me show you my part. You see that tree over there in the corner? I drew a tree, and all of the residents, we all got together in meetings, and we had topics that we discussed in discussion. We all made pictures. I made a tree. That tree represents memorials and death. You see the balloons, like the memorials.
The only pushback I got on the design was under the memorial tree. Someone thought the girl should be a boy because so many of these issues affect young black males. When I look back, I would have changed that.
A lot of people pulling together. You have some people struggling, some people uplifting, some people kind of just down on the ground. We wanted this to be a representation of our community and what we want. What's death is coming to life.
So part of this is I'm being responsive to the environment and to the situation and knowing that this is something new for the area, and so when people actually have interest, that's a good thing. And to balance bringing them in and saying, no, okay, now it's time for me to work. I'm trusting the process. At the end of this week, I'll have my core. Artists, helpers, young people.
With all the things happening around Milwaukee and stuff, and people knowing that it's happening, and something so small as painting brings people together. But something this big, the mayor's coming to see it and his advisors, Jessica helped paint it. Just getting my name on something gives me pride and confidence in myself. One little drop of color can do a big impact on a little neighborhood. I'm getting it.
We'll see. Without community engagement, it falls flat. So to have that community engagement really pulls the project together and gives it that life and vitality that we want to bring.
Yeah, she knows exactly what's needed, especially behind all of that Sherman Park stuff that happened, all of that unrest. Oh, so I'm just hoping that we can get people in a different direction. Yeah, I'm gonna grab me some brushes and get going.
Yeah. We love the idea behind the mural, behind why she was making this mural. It's called Sherman Park Rising, and the community, Sherman Park, the park and the kids in the park particularly were greatly affected by the uprising. And so I felt it was really important that we be a part of this and that our kids are also a part of this. A lot of the reasoning for them fighting each other and for staying in the park and for the police to have to kick them out, they didn't understand the concept of the curfew. A lot of them didn't have anywhere to go. A lot of them were hungry. A lot of them were having issues at home. So we basically stuck around and started addressing some of those issues, and as a result, our program was formed.
We came out here because, we wanted my friend. We wanted to paint. We got to show off our skills. Because my friend, Gabby, she wanted us to come out here and paint with her. See how it stays in, see how it don't touch the purple.
It
What I recognize as an official is that I'm not the only piece of the city's outreach to its community. That it has to fund a lot of services, that it doesn't have the taxing power to raise the money it needs for the needs of its communities. All right? I mean, the state has very cunningly set the situation up so Milwaukee has most of the state's poor people, but also set up a funding formula that pretty much guarantees we can't provide the level of services they need beyond law enforcement.
I feel you on that.
So close to 2 years ago, we started trying to figure out if this is something the community wanted, the community needed. Is this kind of, something that would be receptive? And obviously, today, you fast forward, it really warms my heart to be able to see this actually come to life.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Thank you so much.
I'm jealous.
So part of the gift of this project has been just the sheer amount of support that's been showing up without me having to call for it. So I think that says something. It speaks a lot.
Okay.
Anywhere in here you can paint.
Okay. We're a team.
I like it because I think it's respectful and hopeful at the same time, and it's very community driven. Everything in here seems to be building and respectful. Having the little library there, having another house. Well, it meant a lot to me because I thought, okay, I can do this, because you want to be a positive part of something bigger than yourself. I will always remember. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was over here.
In order for you to be proud of your community, the first thing you have to do is make it look good. If you want to live in a neighborhood, you want it to be peaceful, healthy, and safe, but you want it to be beautified. You want it to be looking good. Tia, it just hit me. This is about peace and harmony.
Absolutely.
Working together. Right in the middle, that's respect. You got a white man, a sister, and a black man and a baby. That's respect. They're working together to build. I see that's respect. Respect is about how you treat somebody. So all this has different aspects of respect because they're all working together in harmony, in a good mood. Yeah, the biggest impact that impressed me the most was the people working together, people painting at the same time, people talking together, asking each other questions. So it was just a whole collaboration of everybody working together on this mural.
I can't express enough how much that gives the mural its textured layers. It's each of you who were a part of it, each of you who helped make the vision possible through your input. We see harmony and we see cooperation. And so that's the vision that I want to portray. Together we rise.
Together, on three. 1, 2, 3.
I didn't expect to see the police chief at the mural reveal because he hadn't been involved up to that point. And when he spoke, he sounded genuinely moved by what he saw, but I didn't believe he could be so sincere. So I decided to reach out for an interview, and I tried to keep an open mind because I wanted to know how he really felt.
I just thought the mural just summed up so much hope and so much collaboration and so much community spirit, and as I say, the assumption of goodwill. And the fact that these challenges, the things that undergird these challenges have been many, many years in the making. So obviously, trying to overcome them is not easy or short-term work, but it requires goodwill and the recognition that goodwill comes from many places. It also shows a lot about hope and mutual accountability, and the fact that people have to rely upon each other in order to have any form of success. I mean, I look at this and I see the hope that's kept me at work, and that ultimately depends on the relationships between actual humans at the grassroots level. Just the day-to-day partnerships, assumptions of goodwill, and human connections. You know, it's that cohesion that'll move us forward. I've just had a therapeutic moment.
I love it. I love it. I really appreciate your sharing and getting emotional. No, because there's just like, I hear what you're saying. I hear a common humanity. So the assumption of goodwill is huge. It's huge. It's not to throw that away. Whenever there's division, it's important to have, well, if you want to come together, you have to have an assumption of goodwill.
Right.
You have to, or else the conflict just escalates and evolves. So, and I feel like having that, putting that in front, putting an assumption of goodwill in front, also, it helps the other person or the other party step into that. Somebody has to do it first, or take the risk. Somebody has to take the risk to put themselves in that space. And it's vulnerable. So articulating it, saying it, being transparent about it, I feel is gonna help. It's gonna help move us forward.
Well done. Stimulated a lot of reflection.
Absolutely. I didn't expect to hear or feel that he saw the need for change. There was a feeling of openness and shared reflection, and I didn't expect to feel that coming from the chief of police. That was a big revelation for me, and I felt like my attitude completely changed after that. I had a change of heart, and I felt like he did too. I didn't realize that I was struggling between my ideal about cooperation and what it actually feels like. So this project gave me a real experience of cooperation and collaboration. I thought cooperation meant that everyone has to agree, and that's not the truth. The truth is cooperation is just sharing. Everyone sharing their opinions with mutual respect from the heart. That's why the project worked.
This is because of the residents. So the whole project, the whole initiative is residents driven. Yeah. And that's what a community should be about. This is resident driven through your workshops, and this whole revitalization is resident driven.
To me, it's what I hope to see.
Okay.
Because I want to see people come together, no matter what walks of life. Because we all have a story, and behind every picture, there is a story.
Is a seed of life sprouting out to the community where we grow. I see spiritual growth. It starts with a vision. It starts with a seed. It starts with a child. And we all are a part of this. It's called love. Love is good, man. It's awesome.
This whole time, I'm thinking I was just hired to do a mural with a community, not realizing as it was happening, I'm becoming part of the community. That was the fun of it all. We came alive.